Hello everyone. Welcome to today's workshop on zero waste management. In today's session, we are going to understand and learn a few concepts about zero waste and how can you manage them. Let us first begin with a simple definition of what is zero waste management. What is zero waste management? Designing and managing products and processes to systematically avoid and eliminate the volume and toxicity of waste and materials, conserve and recover all resources, and not burn or bury them. Simply, we can say that it is managing the products that we buy or use every day, designing them to an extent as to more and more waste from them can be reduced, and also to conserve the resources which we already bought or which we use them every day, so that we do not have to burn or bury them later. Now, let us first understand the aims of the zero waste management. The first aim or objective is to encourage people to avoid waste, to reuse and to recycle more. Awareness of environmental waste issues, no waste visibility where we can see waste littering on our grounds, trash in landfills and incinerators to zero. Rebuild our local economies. Waste management purpose is collection and disposal of waste in the world to keep environment safe and clean. Almost 30% of the waste is organic waste, composed and transformed into nutritious soil. And for proper disposal of waste material, the activities required to degrade the waste easily, we can find it. Increased recycling levels and reduction of organic waste in landfills is another aim of the zero waste management. Now let us look at the concepts of this topic. The first thing is, we need to change the current waste management culture as to how we manage our waste into a long-term process of recovery culture. We can say simply that the way we are throwing our waste is not going to last us long. It is not a sustainable way. So we need to rethink and re-understand our concepts. Another concept is to maximize recycling, using one product as much as you can and using it over and over again so that we do not have to buy another product. This also minimizes waste and reduces our consumption. Once we start using a product again and again, we automatically stop buying that product, which in turn will lead to lesser consumption. We need to shift our focus from a straight one-way thinking of dumping resources and use a circular or a closed loop system. We also need to encourage new ways of thinking, and zero waste management teaches us how. What is waste? What do you know about waste? What are the types of waste? Let us understand. Wastes are unwanted or any unusable materials. It is any substance which is discarded after primary use or it's worthless, defective. Examples include organic waste, which can be said as food waste, garden waste, manure and rotten meat. Municipal solid waste can be household trash, and hazardous waste can be from the factories. What is disposal of waste? If garbage is not removed regularly from our homes and surroundings, then they will become dirty. Some of the garbage will rot, giving a foul smell. The rotting garbage will become a breeding ground for disease-causing organisms such as cockroaches, flies and mosquitoes. Let us look at the types of garbage bins that we can use in our daily lives. The first one is an hazardous garbage bin where you can throw solid items like paper, metals, furniture and also organic waste. Next is food waste, garden waste, manure and rotten meat. In general, garbage bins can be used for food scraps, glasses, broken ceramics and non-recyclable packaging. And lastly, all types of rubbish that are flammable, toxic and corrosive and reactive can be put in the recycle garbage bin. If we have these colored garbage bins in every locality, then it will be easier for all of us to differentiate between the types of waste and which garbage to put it in. If you have visited malls or stores, you would probably be able to see one of at least these garbage bins. Now, in order to understand the steps involved in zero waste management, we need to understand the concepts of reduce, reuse, recycle and recover. What is meant by recycling? Recycling means recovering a previously used object and giving it a second life. Reduce, all the activities which reduces generating a solid waste into the environment has to be stopped. Reuse, reuse means usage of any product itself without changing its form and composition is called reuse. Reusing products also helps saves our money. Recovering, after reuse and recycle, if the waste remains, use it to generate energy. Most of the materials thrown in the garbage can be used and processed in ways other than being destroyed, and such a process is called recovery. Examples can be methane gas can be recovered from decomposing organic matters. In the modern world, we depend much on ready-made and artificial products. There are many alternatives available for a single item. It has increased the production of soil waste along with the problems related to it. For managing such unwanted solid wastes, the 4R principle is introduced to utilize the waste materials and to maintain environmental health. We should always try to minimize the unnecessary use of artificial things or products in our daily life. For example, we should choose durable items while buying. In the kitchen, we can shop with reusable cloth bags or containers and not use plastic. We can prepare and cook with non-toxic tools. In a bathroom, we can use a menstrual cup. We can refill our bottles in shampoos and conditioners rather than buying a new one. In the bedroom, we can change our habits and unplug the standby appliances that we always plug in. We can decorate our home with plants or recycling furniture. Now, let us watch a video.
Did you know that India consumes 12 million tons of plastic, 11 million tons of paper, and 2 million tons of glass each year? Have you ever wondered what happens when you don't recycle all this waste? Around 6.7 million tons of recyclable waste is dumped in India's unsanitary landfills, leading to severe air pollution and water table contamination. Are you alarmed? Well, you can make a difference today by partnering with Banyan Recycling Solutions. Banyan offers professional recycling services to homes and businesses. Customers can avail convenient, on-demand or recurring door-to-door pickup services. Sign up today for Banyan's Earth Credits program. Based on the weight of your recyclable waste, you can receive cash, coupons, or even mobile minutes. The collected recyclable materials are transported to Banyan's materials recovery facilities and are meticulously sorted using scientific techniques. They are cleaned and processed into high-quality materials like bales of paper, different colors and sizes. The processed materials are sold to reprocessors and producers who manufacture consumer goods that re-enter the marketplace. Banyan's mission is to create a robust recycling supply chain that meets the needs of local communities. Become a partner in Banyan's sustainability movement.
So how did you like this video? It is clearly visible that how the waste is collected. There are 4 very important steps involved in the collection of waste. First, storage. Next, transportation. Third, segregation or dividing the waste. And fourth, disposing it off. Now we come to the topic of zero waste management in India. Looking at the situation of how India manages its waste, there is a bit of a concern. There is lack of scientific and systematic storage of waste. Dump sites are presently overburdened. Around 62 million tons of solid waste is generated annually. 80% of the waste that is generated in urban areas are collected and merely 28% of it is processed. Now, why is zero waste management so important? Zero waste reduces our climate impact. Reducing, reusing and recycling can be a key part of a climate change strategy to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. Zero waste conserves resources and minimizes pollution. Extracting raw materials from natural spaces requires large amounts of energy and causes pollution, whether it is logging a forest, mining for minerals, or drilling for oil. Processing these materials require more energy and causes more pollution. Once they are used, the goods are simply dumped in a landfill or destroyed in an incinerator. Zero waste promotes social equity and builds community. A zero waste approach can build community capacity, supports marginalized communities, and protect community health. Zero waste also benefits our economy. A zero waste builds a circular economy where one person's waste is a resource for something new. This creates good, green jobs as resources are endlessly recirculated through our economy instead of being used once and then disposed or destroyed. Now, what is your role? As a student, what should you do to make a better environment? At public places and during functions or celebrations, you must avoid rubbish such as paper, cans, bottles left lying in an open or public places and advise other people not to litter around. When you walk along the streets to the schools, observe people spreading stink and garbage. You should pass that information to elders about the same. If you see somebody on the road littering around, please stop them and ask them not to do the same. You can also participate in competitions such as essay writings, make posters, paintings. This makes aware of the problems and issues that we're facing in India. Recycle and reuse your books. You can go to a place which is being used as dumping grounds. You can explain the people living around there about the negative effects of garbage. Plant trees and landscape with native plants. You can also conduct street plays or seminars to create awareness among people. Now, your school is one of the most important places where you spend most of your time. Now, how to make your school a zero waste school? First, say no to plastic bags. Use steel or metal bottles. Use a dustbin every time. Do not litter around wrappers or food in the classrooms or the corridors. Use steel or metal tiffin boxes instead of plastic boxes. And take care of the plants around your school. You can also put water in them whenever you have your free periods. What are the other protecting activities that you can do to make people and yourself aware about zero waste management. Make a class library with readable old books maybe. Make crafts with old books. You can also start an environmental club with your friends at school. This way you can get energized about taking care of the earth. If you start a new initiative, you will feel responsible towards it. Every week you would want to do it. So what are the initiatives that the Indian government has taken regarding zero waste? The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has launched My Home, My Neighborhood campaign, which is also known as Ghar Bhi Saaf, Paros Bhi Saaf. What are the advantages of this? It supports a generation of energy from the waste. It helps in reducing pollution, addresses the issues of burning of paddy straw by producing bio-CNG. Now, what are the components of these campaign? First, it will divide and segregate the waste that is there already. Second, it will compost making from waste. What are the components of this campaign? First one, segregating or dividing the different kinds of waste that are already there. Second, compost making from wet waste within the surroundings or within the premises of your neighborhood. Then, recycling the dry waste. As I already said, you can of course recycle the dry waste. And freeing the neighborhood from open defecation and urination. You can stop people from urinating outside in the open. Motivating the residents of neighborhood against throwing garbage in open spaces. You can also take care of your neighborhood by having a meeting with all the people in your neighborhood. Ask the adults to contribute in dustbins which segregate the waste and aware them of how important it is. You can adopt a nearby park or open space for collection and waste segregation. One of the most important initiations by the government is the Swachh Bharat campaign. The campaign aims to achieve the vision of Clean India on 2nd October 2019 by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This initiative is a national level campaign to clean all the backward statutory towns. With the coming of Independence Day, we should know and understand and realize the importance of the Swachh Bharat campaign. The second campaign is the Swachh Vidyalaya Abhiyan. It was launched by the Ministry of Human Resource Development, which is now known as the Ministry of Education, in September 2014. The aim is to meet the Education Act's mandate that all the schools must have separate toilets for both boys and girls. You should always keep your school clean, protect the plants and the trees around your school, and make use of all the resources that is there at hand, and always aim for a cleaner and greener India. Now, is it possible to have a country which has zero waste? Imagine, children. Can you have a zero garbage country? Yes, it is possible. Sweden. The example I am giving you is of Sweden. Sweden is a global leader in solid waste management. Up to 86% of all the plastics are being incinerated. Only 1% of Sweden's trash is sent to landfills. Sweden recycles the most electronic waste per capita in the whole world. Sweden's waste management system has turned it into a global leader, and it recovers more energy from each ton of waste than any other country. Sweden has the state-of-the-art waste collection system with recycling stations located no more than 300 meters from the residential areas. There are also pipelines under the roads that vacuum the garbage, take the garbage out, which is sent by households to the stations. Sweden commonly separate all rubbish in their homes and deposit it in separate containers according to the type, such as metal, glass, plastic or food separately. Then the food is used for creating biogas, while the glass bottles are reused or melted to produce new glass containers. Plastic materials are converted into the raw state and special trucks collect dangerous chemicals and electric waste, such as broken or old furniture and televisions. So how can we have a zero? Now, is it possible to have a zero waste India? To have that, we need to find out the strategies for waste prevention. First step, we need to change the direction of consumption. Consumption means the kind of lifestyle of food you're leading or having. We need to change the direction, make it more sustainable. How long can we sustain the food that we are buying and eating? We can also cooperate with the ownership resources and lease them. Products with longer life that can be maintained and repaired. We have to use these kind of products. We have to develop the habit of reusing products. We can also counter challenge the product process that is there in India right now and can counter attack with lean products that is more sustainable and will go on longer. It will also reduce the higher costs and in turn decreases our consumption. So reuse, reduce, recycle and recover are the steps and strategies. Coming to the end of this video, to conclude, I hope we all have now learned that zero waste management is very important and it needs government action very quickly. We also need a visionary concept, a vision that we need to make our India more cleaner and more greener, and we need to protect our India at any cost. For this, individual participation has to start from home itself. All of us need to do our little bit every day. Our basic things are basic protection and reusing of recycling, recovering every day at home itself. Radical changes in the product creation, product use and product disposal has to be looked into by the authorities. As students and as rightful citizens of India, we have a vital role in zero waste management. You should start from home, then the school and then the society. I hope all of you have enjoyed this workshop. Thank you for joining this workshop. I hope that today onwards you'll be more aware of your surroundings and your environment. Let's take a note in this Independence Day that we are going to make our India much more cleaner and greener. Let's start with the basic small steps from today itself. Every small action counts. Let's protect our country together. Also, to conclude, wear a reusable mask from today itself. I wish you all a very happy Independence Day. Keep clean, go green and go clean.